Well, how fantastic is that? 15 seconds after the dev stream finish, I start. Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to a very relaxed, casual Q&A tutorial, sit back, OpenTTD thing. Hello everybody, welcome. I don't know if there's anybody new, but if there is, we might have some new people about tonight, because it seems that having OpenTTD released on stream has generated some extra interest. And hello to everybody joining all the chats now. So looking at various different things, yes, if you didn't realise, the devs were just live on Twitch TV. I was watching most of it and was sat in the Viewer Plus Discord having a chat with some of the Viewer Plus subscribers as that stream was going on. It was good to watch, and I would love to be able to contribute to either the base game or to some of the mods, GFs, drafts, whatever you want to call them. But I simply don't have the time. I may or may not have the skills. No idea. No idea. So, here we go. An after stream almost. And there is no plan. There is no plan. I'm just going to fire up OpenTTD, fire up a server, and we can fire things back and forth at each other's. I've got some comms going on and things ready for jumping into a Discord if somebody has a question or anything like that and they want to come and talk to me about it on stream. That's all cool. And again, we're rocking the new black background. It's weird, this background, because it's the way that it's lit. If you look at this background from the other side, you can see through it, but from this side you can't. They use a similar trick in theatre, I believe. But Nudger, Suntaz, James, DJ, Brandon, Yard Dog, and everybody else, how did I do that? How did I light the background? It's because it's lit one side and not the other, and yeah, I mean it's creased. It's really creased. I haven't even ironed this background or anything like that. It's ripply and folded, but because it's lit the way it is, it just comes black. It's a black sheet. Oh yeah, I literally put 2 hooks in the ceiling. Brandon, you must have missed my social media post where I showed this from the back. I'll show you guys. Why not? Let's do that. We're having a casual stream tonight. I will see if I can show you this from the rear. Let me see if I can find a photo of the rear, or my screen rear. There we go. I've found it. So if I can maximize this and switch over, that's what this setup looks like from behind. Same lighting, same everything. The only difference there is that the kitchen doors open, so there's some light coming into the room from the kitchen. But yeah, it's weird how you light it from one side and not from the other, and then that sort of thing doesn't happen. So it's really cool. I've got a server up and running for today. So if anybody wants to come on the server, try something new, have a chat, whatever, then you are feel free to come along. You should find the server advertised in the list. I believe it's called Master Hellish Stream. And the password to come and join is OpenTTD. Get the casing normal. Lighting is interesting. You can do some interesting things with that. So I'm going to be taking questions, Q&A. We're going to be trying a few different things out. And I'm going to probably just do a little bit of a almost introduction sort of thing. Think of this as a kind of interactive tutorial question time thing. Also, on the note of my tutorials, I've put a link. I've not put a link. I've got my tutorials on Steam now, so it's not just OpenTTD that's now on Steam. My tutorials are now on Steam. So I don't know if one of the mods has the link to share in the stream chat. Brandon's joined us. I don't know why Brandon's joined us. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for the follow. Elliptagon. Fantastic. Are you using the Steam version today? Fantastic question, Nudger. Completely forgot to say. Yes. Yes, I am. And for those of you who are thinking about transitioning from the web version to the Steam version, what you got to remember is they're the same. They're almost. I would have thought they're identical in the code, apart from some sort of wrapper for Steam. But they use the same folder for your configuration, saves, and files. So if you open the game in one and then go and open the game in the other one, you get all the same settings and stuff. It's fantastic. Hello from the great Midwest of America. Hello and welcome. Neurofractal, I think it says, "Hey Hellish, I've always wondered about very hilly terrain. Do you generally flatten, use tunnels, or other shears?" Good question. And it's actually a good question here because we have a massive, great big hill. And I think the game is paused, Brandon. Do you want me to unpause it for you? Are you going to build some stuff and then ask me what I've done wrong? Now, I mean, if you really want to, you can come in here and just play a little bit, but I'd prefer it if people was coming with things to show me and talk to me about, and that's the idea of tonight's stream. You're a big fan of my YouTube channel. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy it. So, hills. Cop-out time now. It depends. It depends on the size and shape of the hill, the way that you're going around or through the hill. It depends what you're transporting, the type of engines. It also depends on the year. And things like that. Sorry, my friend is just messaging me. He's just purchased a 3D printer. And now I really want one, but I don't have the budget for that. James says, "Yeah, I was thinking all my saved games have gone, but no, they're still there in Steam." Yep. As far as I'm aware, it just gets saved in your... It depends on which operating system, but if you're running Windows, they just get saved to your My Documents folder, or the equivalent in newer Windows versions. So yeah. So with the hill... I mean, I'm going to cheat some money in. I can't remember what the key combination is now. Ah! I accidentally activated... What's the key combination for cheats? Have they taken cheats out? Have they? Oh, it's because it's... Right, silly me. It's multiplayer. You can't cheat. Cheats are disabled. We're actually going to have to create a company. Is somebody joined my company? Somebody's joined my company? How many people are in my company? Client list. Oh, it doesn't look like anybody has. What? Why have I got loads of money? Oh, the maximum loan's high. That's why. Okay. Yeah, the cheats are disabled in multiplayer. So yeah, I mean it depends. Hills depend. You a combination, a bit of flattening, a bit of tunnels. Try and avoid bridges. Tunnels are usually better than bridges. The only thing you really struggle with is signals. Okay, so signals are not too bad. Let's talk a little bit about signals. Let's find somewhere where there isn't a lot of farmland, where there isn't a lot of hills, and we'll do some basic OpenTTD. We'll bring it back to basics. I kind of just looking for a really good place to do this, and I found a place, and then I scrolled away from it. Okay, I like this. Okay. So, for signals, I'm going to put in a 2-track, 6-length terminus station over here at Madhead. It would be Madhead, wouldn't it? I'll join your company, but you need 5 or 10 minutes. Well, it's not. We're not playing a proper game, and we'll go. We'll put a station in at Denwood. That's not Denwood. That's Dwood. That'd be so much better if it was called Denwood. How does one change his name? You can either use a custom command by bringing up the console. You can bring up the console by pressing the button next to the number 1 key on your keyboard, or go back to the multiplayer screen. Exit where you are now. Exit the game. Go back to the multiplayer screen where you choose the server to connect to, and then you can do it from there. It's in the top right-hand corner of the stream. Ships were already bad, but now they've made them worse. I don't know why they've made them worse. Okay, let's have a look. They've nerfed ships. This just costs 100k. Brandon, I think you'll find that that's because of the starting year we're in. So, okay. There's a thing in the game where the price scaling either does or doesn't start depending on the start year. We need to find another city to hook up. Here we go. One thing way on sea. I need a drink. I need a drink. We're also going to try and make a profitable company. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about... Oh, the game's paused. We're going to talk about signals and signal blocks. And we're going to start by looking at the junction that we're going to create to connect all three of these together. And we're going to probably do it relatively inefficiently. And we're going to do it something like this. We're going to create a T-junction. Okay? So there is our kind of template for the T-junction. Nudger says, I noticed on the Steam version on the start screen that you can choose different country names. Didn't notice on the non-Steam version. I assume this is one of the updates. I didn't see that, Nudger, in the patch notes. I think it's because it's newly installed. It's like the first time it asks you. So whenever you place a signal, whether it be a standard signal or one of the entry exit signals or a path signal, whether it be the standard path signal or a one-way path signal, you need to start thinking of your track in terms of blocks or sections. So at the moment, I would say that this piece of track down here is one section. If we add a signal, use standard signals for now, and we'll just have a signal facing one way. Now we have divided this piece of track up into multiple blocks. So we've got one section or block before the signal and one section or block after the signal. So you can divide track with signals. Now you can combine track or add track by connecting the track up. So in this example, let's do that. Okay. So now we've got one block before the signal and we've still got one block afterwards, except now instead of just being this piece of track, our block also includes this piece of track because we've connected it up. Okay, so we've got the two bits there that we've connected up, and that's all one big block of track now. And then what we need to do is divide it back up again. Again, if we connect all of these tracks in all the different directions, like that, it might actually be better if I don't use the electrified rail because I think it's probably easier to see. Oh, the game's paused. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure if they changed it, Brandon, but at some point they were looking at saying, oh, well, okay, this ship costs maybe 100,000 when it starts in like 1920, but then the price goes up. So what happens if you start the game at 1950? Should the price be more because it would have gone up, or should it be at the start? Anyway, so let's just convert that so we can see better. Oh, that's much better. So we've now made this entire area here. I'm going to highlight the area with the bomb tool. All of the track in here is actually now one block, including this bit of track up here, because it's all connected up. Okay? Yeah, so starting things later game can make things harder. But you've got to remember, Brandon, the loan is also affected by that. So we've got more loan. So instead of having 300,000 loan or whatever, we've now got 850. So the loan goes as well. So we have to break this up using signals. So the way to do it, or one of the best ways to do it, is put a signal into an area that you want to create a block. So what we want to do is create a section of track around here, around where all this junction is. So if we put signals all the way around this block, like this, just the standard signals. What we've done now is we've divided this track up so that we've got one block here, one block down there, one block over here, one block up there, one block there, or section, and one massive block in the middle. Okay, and that's really the idea behind signals. It's using the signals to divide your track up into blocks. Why not use paths? Because it doesn't matter about paths right here now, Brandon. We're just talking about dividing track up and blocks and stuff. I'm not showing you how to make the perfect junction. I'm showing you how to understand junctions. That's the idea. Now, so you can even further break this down a little bit, and we are going to join a piece, actually do a piece of railway here soon. So here we've got a section of track. It's all one block at the moment. How do we divide this track up so that we divide it into different blocks, which is useful for trains going along it? And let's just say, for argument's sake, our trains are travelling in this direction that the arrow is pointing in. Okay? Well, we've basically got two pieces of track that are merging into one. And the way that you need to approach this is that you need to create your junction, your joining point here. This is where the joining point is, and you need to nest your signals around that joining point to kind of isolate that from the long pieces of track. So if we get a signal and we click once, you get two-way. We're talking about one-way track here, so we click again. And also one here. What we have now is signals dividing our track up so that we've got one block before we go in here at A, and then we've got one block over here also before we go in at B, and then we've got another block over here on the way out at C. And that is the basic fundamental idea of signals. It's to divide your track up into blocks. You never understand signals, you have the dump. No! You see, you take a bit of time, practice, look at it, you work it out, then signals are within your grasp. If you can play OpenTTD without understanding signals and just like you know how to do single tracks and orders backwards and forwards and stuff, signals are not beyond your grasp. Not beyond your grasp. Now, one thing that we could do here is that we could put a signal directly after the junction. What that does then is that it creates another block, another section, which is just right here where everything connects up, D. And that can be good, and in some situations that can be bad. Here, in this scenario, doesn't really matter too much. And maybe I'll explain a little bit more later why. Also, I need to get rid of all these. If anybody's got a specific question or wants help with anything, feel free to join the server, get things started laying out, and we can talk about it. I've got the Discord up and open. I can see there's a general chat going on. Let's see. Not seeing anything in the general or OpenTTD yet. So I'm just going to connect these stations up. Now remember, this line isn't necessarily the most efficient line. We're just looking at ways to create simple things. Okay. Also, if you don't use the auto tool, I highly recommend learn using it. Using these individual tools here and here, and it takes so long to kind of switch between them that you're going to actually stunt your gameplay. It's like you're not going to get good gameplay. by continuing to do it like that all the time. You're better off just placing it like this. And then you can use R to toggle remove or hold down control. Hey, is this the chat? That is the chat. Congratulations, you found chat. So one of the reasons why I said that this isn't the most like an actual effective rail route is because I've got quite a few tight corners in here. And if you check out my tutorials, you'll find out that, yeah, tight corners aren't a good thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this all back to electrified rail. There you go. That should do it. Cost me 52 grand. And I'm just going to do some basic crossover junctions in front of the stations. Now, what we want to do is section off. See, what we've done here is joined up the track and we've made some blocks. So if we put signals in like this, then that changes this section in front of the platform and cuts it off from the rest of the line. In your opinion, what's the best graphics option? Yes, use graphics. That is the best option. The best option is definitely to use some graphics. Playing the game without graphics is not recommended. Of course, I jest. If you're learning, Z-Base can be one of the better ones because it looks very clear. So I'm going to get a couple of diesel trains going on this network. I'm going to just tell them to go from here to there, back again probably, then here and there and back again. I'm just putting a load of really weird random orders. I'm going to use this button to clone the trains out so we're going to have loads of the same train. Nudger says he likes Z-Base. And he also says that the auto tool was one of the best additions to the game. I agree. Brandon says, I thought you needed signals on the station. So if you're doing a Ro-Ro station, now a Ro-Ro station, number of tracks. Let's do, right, so a Ro-Ro station is where your trains come in one way and out the other. You might have the track go round and come back along like that. Something like that. That's a Ro-Ro. You need signals on that. For a terminus station, which you could do something like this, you don't. You don't need signals right on the end of the platforms. Here, you need signals exiting the station. So we're coming in and you need signals on the exit of the platform. I mean, in this scenario, it doesn't matter too much, but this is, you know, talking about multiple platforms. I mean, this is now turning into probably the most horrendous station I've ever built, but, you know. So yes, and the reason for that is that stations have a natural sort of semi-path signal built into them. A train will not exit a platform into a section of track unless it is clear to go forth and do so. Okay? Whereas here, you need to split the train up, the station up into sections. Because if you've got a train waiting in platform, where's the tool? Platform number 1. And you want another train to come into platform number 2, and you haven't, there we go, got a signal there, then let's just do that. So the train that comes in down the track will stop at the nearest signal and it will look forward, and all it will see is this entire station as one section, one block. It'll look down this line and go, oh, well, that's all connected to this and that's connected to that, and That's connected to here, and there's a train there. So I'm not going to go into the station. We can actually simulate this. So what we can do is we can have a new vehicle. I'm running out of money here. I might have to cheat myself some money in somehow. And if we say, look, go to the station and then full load, and then go to the depot, and we give the other train the same orders, full load at the station, then go to the other depot, and set them both off at the same time, we'll have the first train come in and go through, and the second train will stop, because it's seeing this entire section of track afterwards as one block. Now what you can do to break up that block is put a signal at the end of the platform, and that will break up the block. Now here, because we've got standard signals, the train won't go through, because you need either another signal before the platform, or you can use a path signal. Once you get a path signal in there, the train's happy that it's not going to be using up the same block. Reset time. Okay, let's skip the orders, send these off to the depot, reclaim our money, because we have actually got a business going. Where's my stream? There we go. Stream preview. I'm going to catch up with chat. How do you build a station with high throughput like your iron station in your Let's Play 8? Oh, the iron ore one. Okay, yeah, that is a challenge. There's a few different ways of doing that. Boom. Delete everything. Right. Let's see how our network's going. Please follow Master Hellish on Twitch and find his tutorials YouTube channel for more permanent tutorials. Yeah, definitely go over to my YouTube. I suspect most of the people coming by here today will be people that already know me. If you are new, shout out in chat and say, hey, I'm new. Oh, right. This is something else I was going to talk about, and it's actually happened already. Here we've got an example of deadlock. And there's a number of different ways you can end up with deadlocks. And one of them is to not have enough signals. So we could put signals along these lines, and we would then have more spaces for trains to move around. Another problem you can have is to have major junctions too close to each other on a main line, so that there's not you can't fit a full train between the two junctions. So if a train is exiting one junction but can't get into the new junction, then you're going to have a problem there. FBI says I'm very new, just hanging out. Well, that's cool. Come and hang out. And the other one, and the other one is where you haven't got room for a train to exit a junction. So here you can see we've got signals on the exits of the junction area. I say you shouldn't do that. You should always leave a train length. So at the minute we've got these small trains. So if we leave a length of 2 and then put signals in here, train length of 2, signal there, and train length of 2, signal there. Just remove these ones. I'm not going to remove that one. We'll end up with a crash. Let's just put another signal in there. Then at least your junction is not going to get blocked. You can see now we've got trains waiting who are leaving. We've got trains here waiting who are joining. Now, why? Oh, it's because I put a path signal there. There we go. So you don't want your signals on the exits. You want your signals with enough space for your trains to leave. Now this is even more important when you're using path signals, because a train will enter the block and move around. So if we change this one to a path signal, so I'm holding control, then this and this one as well, then you can see that the train decided to go through because the exit that it wanted was available. Which is absolutely brilliant for path signals. Alexander's watching on YouTube. Hello, welcome. The new model bus. Do more NIMBY rails, as I have a company on there and it has over $20 billion to expand with. No. Currently not doing any more NIMBY rails videos. And I explain why in the end of the last one. So we'll see. And Andre's here. Good evening. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How does one have multiple trains on a single line? That's pretty much what I'm talking about now, Brandon. So, having one train on one line is never a problem. We're talking about signals, and signals enable you to do that. Oh, have multiple trains on one single line? Oh, I'm with you now, Brandon. Oh, okay, we can look at that. And Jackamak says good evening. Good evening, Jackamak. Welcome. So I want to get this up and running a bit more smoother. So we're going to add some more signals, and we're going to use the feature which allows you to auto place more signals. And I'm going to click on the signal, and I'm going to hold and drag, holding control, and that will place signals along the line until the next junction or station. So we're just going to do that along here. Here, not there. Didn't mean to place that one, and there. There we go. So now we've got loads of signals along this line. That just helps with the flow. Right, let's go have a look at what Brandon's doing. He's got one train going. I want to go and look at the train. Where's my... Oh, I can't... Brandon! Hang on a second. Where's a Brandon train look at? There we go. So here, Brandon is trying to get multiple trains using the same piece of track. Brilliant question. It's a long, long way to go. He's actually done the opposite on the signals to what he needs to do. So what we'll do is... I'll just see. Can I join? Brandon, can I have your password? Nudger says a single line with multiple trains is fine if you have a loop. Right then. So the important thing here is that we don't need these signals on the end of this station. This station is a terminus station. You made 91,000 with that train, Brandon. Congratulations. I just realised I don't think the Twitch chat is hearing the game. Oh, it is, but it's just really quiet. I'll maximise that out a little bit. What's my volume set to? There we go. That should be better. So basically, what you don't need these signals here. These signals here are doing nothing. Okay, it's a terminus station. You're just adding an extra block onto the trains before they come out. Same at this end. Okay, you've got an extra bit there. You don't need it. You got a bit of money in the bank account, so I'll just drop that down. And there we go. Now what you do need is the ability for multiple trains to use this long line here. And you're going to have some problems because you've got depots on them. That's right, Brandon. It is now one whole block. So what you want to do now is have a signal on the block which tells the trains whether they can enter that block. Okay, so now the station is, or rather the two station platforms are separate to the to the main bit connecting the two different stations. So we put another signal there going into the station, and there we go. You've done it. That is the basics. Now, you're going to have a problem with having those depots there, but we'll see.
Fantastic.
That's where the focus button went, yes. It is a relatively small icon. They moved the follow train button? They moved the follow train button? Oh my goodness, it brings out a viewpoint now. Okay, I didn't notice this, so... What can we do to... Can we... So clicking on this new... that gets the destination location. And we can get a viewpoint. But how do we follow the train? I am doing control. Oh my goodness. Steam support. Double click. Oh yeah, it is double click. Okay, cool. There we go. So now, Brandon, you'll be able to have multiple trains going backwards and forwards. I can't start my stream, Master Hellish. What? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Try shift. I did try shift. You need to double click. Is this 1.11? Yes, it's 1.11, and it is. Well, I'm playing on Steam. Doesn't matter where you're installing the game from. Really doesn't matter. So there we go. Oh, you said can you stream? Yeah, you can stream. I don't mind. It's fine. It's all good. Right. I'm actually going to go back to my original company. And I need to find the company. I suppose an easy way to do that is just go to the train and just go, oh, this train here. There we go. Are we actually making any money? Yes, we are. So this operating profit graph has been much improved. So it's using the window theme of the other industry and information windows around the same area. So the company league table, the industries, and all that sort of info screen uses this kind of brown colour. And so does the operating profit graph now. It doesn't use the grey. And they've changed the background to be black that contrasts the colours of the companies better. And it is. It is so much better. And if you disagree, then I think you need a really good explanation as to why you disagree on that point. Because yeah. Now, you are seeing this from 4K in 1080. So this is scaled down for you guys. So you may not see the lines as smoothly as I do. So yeah. Flux says, man, I love your content. I wish I could stay around a bit longer, but unfortunately, adult life is in the way. Mrs. finishes at 10. Okay. Have a wonderful stream. Well, thank you very much. You can catch up with the stream if you miss any of it on my YouTube channel. You should be able to. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. Right. What was that? What was that that just came up? You need a good explanation of what? Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Looks like my company's actually making some money though. Last time at the operating profit, we're doing okay. Oh, you need a good explanation for the graph thing. You don't like it, but you need a good explanation. Fair enough. Let's just have a look at the coverage. Yeah. I did actually make some notes on some of the things that they changed that kind of stuck out. Let's see. Where are we? Towns can now build tunnels. That's a cool thing. Previously, towns could only build build bridges, and I'm not sure whether this here is the town attempted to do that. So we'll have to have a look. What else have we got on there? Okay, so oil refineries now can appear further inland. So here is a perfect example, I think. Before you could only have them near the edge of the map. Now they can be much further inland, which is absolutely fantastic. I think that that kind of thing that they had that was stopping that is good that it's gone. We've talked about the dark background on the operating profit graph. Auto renew is now defaulted to on. So if you go into the game settings and go to auto and have a look for auto new vehicle when its maximum gets old. This, when you start a new game and install the game, that is defaulted to on. You can see, look, there's the default value of on. That is definitely something which needed to be done. Highly agree with that. Right, so how's our company doing? We're actually in the lead. Fantastic. Why are we in the lead, though? Let's have a look. The ratings are quite good, 70%, so we're getting good ratings. Now, because these signals here are not path signals, our trains aren't actually entering the station. Oh, we might have a crash. Yeah, we're going to have a crash. There we go. So I'm going to put path signals leading into these blocks. And I will show you how I do it with path signals and without. Okay, you're not the first one. I know. You disagree with the change to brown, but you don't really mind about the background colour. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, if we have a couple of stations, what is the path way to do it and the non-path? Okay, so the pathway to do it, or like the way that I would do it, is you stick a path signal on the entrance, and that path signal can see the station ahead, and because it's a pathing signal, the train can find a path to the platform which is available, even if there's a train on the other line. Okay, that's the main difference with a path signal. A train can enter a block with another train on it. So normally, when you've got a standard signal, like one of these, if there's a train in the block up ahead, even if the train might be like not in the way, so you might start from one, and you might be trying to get to 2, but there's a train here parked at 3. With this being a standard signal, it will not let you into that block because there is a train in the block. Now, if you had a path signal here, like this, and you had a train sat at 3, and you were coming in at 1 and wanted to go to 2, you can, because the path signal lets you choose a path, and it will only not let you go down that path when there is a train on that part of the path. So, having explained that, let's show you how, not complex, but how you could do the station here if you were not using path signals. Okay, so what you would need is a signal going into this block, a signal coming out here, and then dual signals here. Now, this is kind of like the level 1 version of this. There's ways to improve it using entrance and exit signals. And the reason why you do this is that when a train is coming down the line and coming in here, then you can go through the crossover block and then into one of the platform blocks. So each platform, because of these dual signals in front of the station, Each platform is separated out into its own block. Now here, the platforms are all one block. The whole station is one block. But because you've got a path signal, the train can path to a platform that's not being used. And that's the difference there. Okay. Now, you could say, how would you do this with entrance and exit signals to improve this? And I could go into that. It's a little bit more complicated. But at the end of the day, that's why path signals were introduced into the game. And even if you don't use your path signals down your entire network, like I do, mainly because I like things like the same all the way through and like following a structure, and there's no need for the other signals, then that's why I use them. A little bit of laziness as well. Like, there's no need. The other ones work fine. I would say just use path signals. There's no reason. There's no reason really not to. Okay, we're going to take a break there. I'm going to get myself a drink. We're going to let my company roll on a little bit more. Apparently it's doing quite well. I'm going to take some more questions after my break. I'll quickly answer this question from Jan. Hello, what is the best train length and why? Thank you. Train length depends on how far you're going, the engines that are available to you, the type of terrain that you're going over, and the goods that you're transferring. And it's a bit of a balancing act. But as a general rule, if you're early game, you might want to think of four or five length steam trains. Don't go too far, because it depends if you're playing with breakdowns as well. So don't go too far, take it steady, and 4 or 5 length trains. Later on in the games, you get better trains that can pull better. Sometimes you can have multiple engines and you can pull longer trains, in which case you could probably get longer trains like what Brandon was doing. This is actually probably a too large a map because we end up scrolling all over the place. Oh, there we go. So Brandon's got longer trains here, and you can quite easily have 12 or 15 length trains and they'd be very profitable. I think this train here that Brandon's got going backwards and forwards is quite good. Yeah, look, it's doing just under 400,000 last year. So it really depends on how far you're going. I mean, this terrain that Brandon's going over here, it's very flat. It looks like he's only got one engine on it, but we are playing in 1977. So this has a pulling power of 5,000 horsepower. So you might not be able to do that early game, and you might have to start with shorter length trains. Okay, definitely going to take a quick break now. Definitely need a drink. I will be back soon, and we'll do a little bit more Q&A, a little bit more messing around, a little bit more explanations and all that sort of thing. I'll see you all soon.
Crafting.
I'm trying to find a parrot.
Oh no, I've accidentally turned the voice thing on.
Oh no. You can turn it off in sound settings, I think.
Crafting. Game menu. Statistics.
Ah.
Game menu. Music and sound options. Show subtitles on button.
Voice speech.
Options. Game menu. Options.
No, it's going to be accessibility, isn't it?
Accessibility settings.
It's always in one of
Narrator. Narrator. Off.
Hey, I turned the narrator off. There we go. I guess. I mean, I don't know if anybody's already chosen to work in this area because I don't know where I am.
Aren't you the sea?
Could you give me the coordinates?
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the coordinates. I'm at minus 285, minus 761. If you can work out roughly where that is on the map, then you can work it out.
Someone in our chat asked if there's a dynamap for this.
Here it comes, and it has to go there. Ah! Well, it works. Oh my gracious. Well, we don't need water breathing with a conduit.
No, but I need the aqua longevity or whatever it is.
I've got respiration, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, actually. Respiration 3. There you go. Okay, folks. Oh, yeah, I am back. That is working. Jack, what is that clip? I don't know. We need to sort the clips out so we get better ones. The flying machine one is the best one. It was a good one, Egg. That was a good one. Okay. So Christian says, how can I host a game with IPv6? My friends can't find my game. Wow. I haven't touched IPv6. Not something I can really help you out with. Good question. Don't know. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't think I can help you with that one. Wasn't IPv6 meant to replace IPv4 yet, says Brandon. Oh my goodness, you just entered a little bit of a minefield, mate. Yeah. You just try and turn every computer off that's ever used IP4 and not 6 and all the different. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. Right, what's going on then? Let's have a look at the company. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. The company's doing good. There's a company transport merger. And the company's been sold off. Have I not disabled the purchasing of other companies? Oh no, it's when the company's been sold off. Ooh. Egg transport's in here as well. So if anybody has any OpenTTD questions or anything like that, then let me know. I'll try and explain as much as I can. So far we're doing alright in the company that I've created here, considering that I haven't done the best railway line in the world. How to host a server? I have more than one video about that. I have how to do multiplayer and how to host a dedicated server, and they are both in my tutorial series. So definitely go over there. I can't even type my own name now. Master Hellish. You know, when I first started YouTube and I typed in Master Hellish, loads of other stuff came up in front of me. And now it's like my website, my gaming channel, Twitter, my Facebook, and then my videos and some other things. Then my Instagram, my Reddit, and then my Just Giving, my fundraising. And then finally, down beneath all that is something that isn't me. God, and that makes me feel a little bit happy. Is a coal train to a farm and factory? No, coal trains are to power stations. If you want to know where things go, you can click and hold on the industry button, and if you click and hold on the industry button, you can go down to industry chains. Now, in the industry chains, you can see where things go from and to. You can select a cargo, so you can select coal, and you can see it goes from a coal mine to a power station. And in this view, you can click the power station, and you can see what it accepts, or the coal mine. It's a bad example here because it's just a one-to-one relationship. But if you go for grain, you can see that grain goes to a factory. You can click the factory and see that it comes out and does goods. You can click the goods, and it'll show you where goods can come from. You can go, oh, well, goods can come from an oil refinery. You click the oil refinery, you can see that oil rigs and oil wells supply oil to an oil refinery. So it's a fantastic way to know what to send and where. It's a brilliant tool. Every now and then, I forget. So I look at this. And, of course, when you're playing with furs, then jobs are good. And how much does OpenTTD cost? It's free.
Fantastic!
It is free. What was that fantastic for? I just got a notification in my headset and I have no idea what it was for. Never mind. Oh, there it is. Brandon redeemed Fantastic. Thank you very much for redeeming Fantastic, Brandon. It is free. It's so expensive. Okay, company is doing all right. We need to improve. How can we improve? How can we improve? I mean, this station's catchment coverage is terrible. It could be a lot better. And you can cheat. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to cheat. What else do we need to explain? What do we need to talk about? You just learned this is a feature. Cool. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Income graph's alright as well. I presume most of these trains are full when they're going around. Yeah, it looks like it. Free and open source. Yes, it's not just free, it is open source as well. How do you get shared orders on different vehicles? Good question. What am I drinking? Not the sort of question that I was looking for, but yes, I am having flavoured sparkling water. It's one of my treat drinks. As a general rule, I tend to drink what we call squash, not to be confused with it's a fruit, I think, squash. It's like a flavoured water. Nearly everything I drink is flavoured water of some description. Right then, what was we talking about? Shared orders on different vehicles. Okay, so all of these vehicles here at the moment that we've got are using shared orders. I do that without even thinking about it these days. Why didn't that train use the other platform? Is it because this signal here is not a path signal? What? We got that problem at the other stations as well. What's going on? Let's check here. I mean, there is a depot here. So no. Look, they're using both. It's on Google Play. Yeah, I think that's somebody else porting it over though. How about spread stations for noobs? Okay, we'll do spread stations after we do the shared orders. So if you don't know about shared orders, sort it out. Right, so we've got a group of trains here, and they've all got shared orders. It doesn't matter if we've got groups of trains or we just got one train that we want to share the orders with. Let's say we want another train. New vehicle, there's the diesel. Okay. So how do we get this train to share orders with other trains? Well, actually, it's quite easy. You click Go To, and instead of clicking on where you want to go to, you can click on a train and it will copy the orders. Okay? But that won't give us shared orders. That will just copy the orders. So we can delete this just to clear it to make it obvious what's happening. What we do is we hold Control on the keyboard and click on the vehicle. When we do that, you can see down here at the bottom it says End of Shared Orders. Okay? So Control clicking will give shared orders. Now, it's the same when cloning trains. If we want to clone a train, we can go clone train and click on a train. That will give us the same train type, it will give us the same refit options, and it will give us the same orders, but the orders are not shared. Okay, the orders are not shared. If we sell that train and clone holding Control, then that train that we just cloned will have shared orders. Okay, so they're the two important things. So when you're either creating a train or cloning a train, when you're copying orders or cloning a train, you hold Control and that gives you your shared orders. And of course, anything you change in one of the trains with shared orders changes throughout the whole lot. So that's cool. Now the Control key is also very important for spread stations. Let's do that. So if we want another station, or let's just say we want some more platforms over here at Dewood. Let's say we want another one track with a platform length of 4. And instead of having it right next to here, we want to leave a gap for some reason. If I build this now, it's going to build a separate station. That's no good for what we want. Let's delete that and try again. If we hold Control on the keyboard and click again, it comes up with the join station options. Now we've got this I didn't mean to click that. Let's try again. Now we've got this transfer, the D-Wood transfer, because of that station I used to demonstrate with a few moments ago. But we've also got this D-Wood North. And if I click that, you can see that there's no new yellow sign. And that's because this platform and these two platforms are all the same station. It's one station, multiple platforms. In fact, if you click on either one of them, you get the same dialogue for the station popping up. Okay, and you can see this on the coverage. If you click coverage, you can see that you've got the original coverage around the first two platforms, but then you can see that the coverage sticks out and goes further on down here for the other set of platforms. And we can do a very ugly sort of connection like this, just to allow the trains an option to go down there. It's not how I would do it, but we've connected the platform up. How do you improve station ratings? That's a good one. I would always advise going to the wiki for that one, because there's a list of 5 things and then the weightings on there. So let's have a look at that. OpenTTD station rating. I can't remember if it's got its own page or whether it's... Oh, here we go. It's under game mechanics. So I'll post this on the Twitch, but maybe my mods can repost that for the YouTube people. But that page explains company rating, but if you go down, there's station rating, and there are 5 things that affect a station's rating. I'm not going to go into all the details. I went into details on one of my YouTube videos. Again, if you go over to my tutorial series and check it out, it's on there. Okay, it is on there. So all playlists, created playlists, sort by. Okay, here we go. Where is it? Let's play. Oh my goodness, I've done so many playlists. Let's find tutorial. Nope, that's my Minecraft Redstone tutorial. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. So there's the playlist to the tutorial series, and if you want to know about doing that,
directory really good for finding towns.
It is later on in the playlist. It's the maximizing cargo. I cover it in there, but to talk about it briefly, okay, the maximum speed of the last vehicle to load cargo, that is a factor. So the faster your vehicles are, the better. The age of the last vehicle to load cargo, so the younger the train, the better. The days since last cargo was picked up, so the longer that you leave cargo lying around on the platform, the lower the rating will be. So you need to have either trains there constantly or get that full load order in there. The number of units waiting at the station, so not like how long ago that unit was there, but how many. So the more and more cargo you've got waiting at a station, the lower the rating will be. So you actually get a negative 35% to your rating if you've got more than 1,500 units waiting at the station. And then the weirdest one of all is whether there's a statue built in the town. So the ratings here at the minute is 69, very good. If I go to the town, local authority, build a statue, those ratings will go up by 10%, like that pretty much. We've got a few more new subscribers on YouTube. They may or may not be watching right now, so we'll just say hello quickly to Bilko10 and Striker. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's the two notification noises. So yeah, station ratings is speed of vehicle, age of vehicle, how long the cargo has been sat there, how much of the cargo is sat there, and statue in town. And you can follow the link to the game mechanics page on the wiki to get the details of that. Right, what else have we got in there? Can you have OpenTTD on a Chromebook? Don't know, probably because it's on the Play Store. Born to Eat You, hello, good evening, good morning. And then we had the improved station ratings. So to improve station ratings, you need to choose fast trains, you need to have relatively new trains, don't leave goods lying around, pick them up as quickly as you can, and build a statue in the town. Well, apparently you can't have it on a... Brandon has owned a Chromebook for a while and he says you can't have it. I don't know if that depends on the type of Chromebook you've got. We'll see. The man who brings us money and goods from trains. We should build a statue of him. Yes, definitely. YouTube doesn't send subscriber info to Streamlabs at the exact same time they subscribe. It's annoying. Yeah, it can be. Jackamak says, nope, you can have it on a Chromebook. Now we're having options here. So yeah, I've had it installed on my phone before. Right then. Brandon says, my Chromebook didn't even recognise the exe files. Isn't that running like Android OS? It shouldn't be an exe file. You should be downloading it from the Play Store, not from the website, unless you've got like a third-party application to help you install that. Right then, how is the company doing? This is just an example company with a load of random things that I've thrown in, and it's actually doing quite well, which is interesting. I like that. Let's have a look. Waterways construction, nah. Airports are too easy. Airports are not... Right, okay. I'm going to do a full video on this at some point. I'm definitely going to do it. It's going to be one of my spotlight videos. Right, but I'm going to compare airports to a train station. I'm going to give you one example now, quickly, and then let me know if you want to see a video dedicated to doing this. Okay, so if we look at the aircraft, okay, we can have 90 passengers, 100 passengers, 100. There's one there you can get 220, 95, 110, 300 passengers on that one, 240, 260. So it looks like you can have anywhere between 80 and 300 passengers, and we could take an average here and we'll just say that you can have around 200 passengers on one aeroplane. Whereas if you look at the trains, you could get one of the electric trains and the passenger carriages hold 40. So I mean the maths on that doesn't add, doesn't line up exactly, but if you had three carriages, 120, what if we wanted to bear out 200? Okay, so that's 5 carriages. That works out about right. So if we have a train, and I'll actually build the train to show you, new vehicles, so we're going to have an engine, doesn't matter what. Oh, I ain't got the money. Okay, doesn't matter what, cheap train, and 5 oh, I'm not going to have the money to do the example here. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, 5 carriages. That's a length of 3. Okay, so one aeroplane is the equivalent of a length 3 train. Okay, so in this example, one aeroplane at this airport is at a station with a length of 3. Now here you can have 3 aeroplanes docked at once, loading and unloading. So that means our platform length is 3. Let's swap the orientation of that. There we go. which means this train station and this airport are equivalent to each other. However, the aircraft around here, the depot and the runway have to be taken into consideration. So all the aircraft in this area have to wait for each other. So you could kind of say, well, if we connect up all of these platforms like this, and we also had a depot which is connected up similarly, and you can't have 90-degree turns, so we won't put it there like that, we'll put it there like this, then that will kind of simulate a similar sort of movement with the aircraft not being able to pass through each other as the trains. And this is where it gets even worse. This landing strip only allows one aircraft in and one aircraft out at once. So what you'd end up with is a junction here that only allowed one train in and one train out at once. Maybe something like this. So you get your path signal going in, your path signal coming out. This train station and this airport, to me, are completely equivalent. Okay, and oh, hang on, I'll get the signal the right way around. There we go. Are equivalent. Okay, you can only have one train moving in this. No, actually, that's even worse, because you can have more than one train moving in this block at once, as long as they don't, like, because of the path signals. So yeah, it's even worse than that. And to me, that's a terrible train station. You would build longer train stations, probably with more platforms, and you would do it with better junctions, and that would be a lot better than this large airport, and that's a large airport. So I would like to explain that fully in a video rather than mumbling through it, and provide examples for each airport and what the equivalent train station would look like. So let me know what you guys think of that. Planes are so much better than trains. Yeah, the planes themselves are, because they fly directly. You don't need the rail infrastructure. It's easy. It's plop, plop, done, you know. But in terms of the actual airport and the throughput of the airport, then, yeah. Anyway, that is the concept for a video that I have. So let me know what you think about that, guys. To make it so it's one in, one out. Yeah, we could look at that. Right, Jasper, what does far end, middle, and end mean when you click on the load order? That is just where the train will sit in the station. So you can see these trains are coming into this station, and they're coming in and they're stopping at the far end of the platform. They're going all the way down to the bottom. You can change that on the order. Bear with me a second, folks. So if you go into the order there and just change that to near end. There we go. Change all them to near end. The next train that comes in should stop at the end near the signals here. So I'll show. You'll see that. How do you join the server? Are there any requirements? This is just yeah, there you go. Look, the train stopped at the near end of the platform. So it's just where you want your trains to stop. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. It's like here, this is more efficient because the train is not having to drive the length of the platform before it stops and then drive back again. For terminus stations and most stations, it doesn't matter because you want your station and train lengths to be, you know, usually the same. So it doesn't usually matter very much. But if you've got a railway network where some of your trains are longer than others, you definitely need your platforms to match the longer trains. So you might want to tell the shorter trains where they need to stop. Okay. this is just a temporary server just for this event. So, like, there's no requirements or anything. I've just got it up open and the password's OpenTTD. But we'll be closing this down at the end of the live stream anyway. I do have a server running. Normally, it is for the Viewer Plus subscribers. If you want to know more about Viewer Plus, head out to my website, masterhellish.net, and you can find out how to support me and the things I do through the Viewer Plus program. It's kind of like Patreon, except there's no middleman, so it's, you know, it supports me even better. You don't think you've ever seen anybody use those diesel trains before? Well, they seem to be working out pretty well for me. My operating profit's going quite well. Let's have a look. Born to Eat You says, I find terminus stations near end is best, but for Ro-Ro, far end. I think for terminus, yes, I definitely agree near end is best. I don't know whether far end would make a difference with a Ro-Ro. I suppose if you want more profit on your goods that you're delivering, you want to deliver them quicker. So near end would probably be better. But I don't know. I'm looking at the wrong colour on the graph. What? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong colour on the graph. I'm terrible. Here's me thinking I'm doing an amazing company, and I'm not. Haha. I saw people further up the chat saying, Hellish, that's a different company, but I didn't know that they were referring to the graph. I'm looking at the wrong colour. The wrong colour on what? The wrong colour on the operating profit graph was the example. Well, we need a better company then. We need to make some money. I haven't got the money to invest to make a decent company. It's an example company. It doesn't matter anyway. Tell you what, though, I could just join that company and then I would, you know, they've got a password on it, but I could admin that. That's not fair. That doesn't matter. You're currently playing on the OpenTTD server on your phone. Above the line. There's dedication. Playing on the phone. Hellish, would you say less long trains are better than more short trains? Depends on like what you're shifting and how far. But yes. As a general rule, I would have longer trains and less of them than lots and lots and lots of short trains. As a general rule. Because you can see how, like, I've got lots of these little trains here, and whilst the ratings are all right, we definitely need more trains. Still not sure what's going on here. This train should be using both platforms, but it's not. And I don't know why. That's weird. Is it due to electrification of railway? Nope, doesn't look like it. Can anybody spot this? I can't spot the reason why the trains aren't using both platforms here. Brandon says about the train length, I found that it depends on what you want, but a few long trains can be good. Yes, it can. Is the other two signal too close? Are we referring to this one? I don't know, but let's have a look. this should work. The weird thing is, it's working here, and it's probably working here. I mean, we can just stop a train in that platform if we want to. Here comes the second train. Yeah, that one goes into the other platform. What? Try deleting the straight connection and see if the trains can even be forced onto the other platform. Yes, the trains can be forced onto the other platform. I'm not 100% sure, but this, to me, at the moment, seems like a bug. Yeah, I can't see what's wrong with it, Born. That seems to be some sort of weird pathing bug. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. We don't know. The trains should use both platforms, but they're not. They're queuing up. Right. Let's have a look. Lipticon says, can you check my train system? I've put a sign down saying Master Alice, check this out. Okay. We'll have a look at that. Right, so if we stop a train in this platform here, wait for the next one. Blow it up and rebuild it, see if it sorts it. Replace the intersection. Might fix the bug. Move the inbound signal black one block. Shouldn't need to do that. This inbound signal should be completely fine. If we can get another viewpoint. See, look, when I stopped a train in there, it's fine. That's weird. So it didn't do it when a train was loading or unloading. Change the signal. Yeah, it worked, but it only worked, I think, because I stopped the train. So if I stop a train here, put a signal directly behind it, so we're going to get another train following it in, we'll see what happens. I think maybe it's a bug. Right, okay, let's unstop this train. Let the other train come up close behind it. Right, well actually we're going to have 3 here, so we'll definitely see. So, is it working now? And now it's working. That is really weird. That is really weird. The trains are working. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to that sign and have a look at it. Let's check this out. Okay. Wow. That is an interesting way to do that, Junction. There are a number of things that I could suggest about this. I don't know if that's what the intention is here. But, like, why have this loop around? You've got no signals to stop trains just coming backwards on themselves. Oh my goodness. There's there's so many things that I want to fix about this one. Like, did somebody deliberately do this to show me things that I could do? I don't know. That was weird with a capital W. Yeah, I think when I like move something or something happened there, I don't know. You're very bad about it. Well, I mean, I'm not sure what's this loop on the back here for. Okay, because you're going to have a train come through the station. You're never going to want that train to go back through the same station. So, let's fix this. Can you tell me what your company password is? Like, tell me on Discord if you want, or whisper me. I don't know if I see... Have I got access to whispers? I can have access to whispers. Let's have a look. I need to go to the page and immediately pause whatever pops up. There we go. Right. There we go. I've got my whispers. In case you whisper me. Okay, let's sort that out. Hey, did I mistype that? Let me try again. That's weird, it's not letting me join the company. I mean, it works. Your train can go down the line, but there is definitely some things that you can do to improve and make that better. See, this is like halfway between a Ro-Ro and a terminus station. For some reason, I don't know why I can't get in there. Can I not admin myself in? No, I'm not on the server. Let's have a look. Can I join? I can join spectators. And then can I put? No, I can kick and ban myself. I can do the admin. I can use the admin screen. It's just a bit laggy for me. Let's see what we can do about improving this. So, bear with me a second. I'm now using 2 different computers to do this, and one of them is over a remote desktop connection, which is not the easiest thing to scroll around on. Natin Ridge Mines. Okay. Oh my goodness, you've got so many different things. Okay, I've managed to make my way over here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to remove all this track in front of the station. I'm going to remove the bridges. And we're going to build a brand new bit of stuff. Okay. And clean this up. Not even quite sure what was going on with these. Have we? Oh yeah, the game save's going on. You can't see what I'm doing. I know I'm doing it on the server, but you should be able to watch what's happening on the screen. So I'm describing what I'm doing on the other machine, and you should be able to see it on this one. So we're going to start by. I mean, this looks like you want it to be a terminus. So we're going to put in a little junction directly in front of the station. Yep, I'm in your company. We're going to put a path signal leading into that junction block. And there you go. That's that station done. You don't have to worry about that now. Okay. Whoa. I'm worrying about my scrolling. Now it looks like... I'm not quite sure how you've got this set up actually. Because you've got... This mine here is an ore mine? An iron ore mine. And this rail network doesn't go to a steel mill, does it? I mean, this bit that you've got set up here, and I'll show you on the main one. Okay, the coal is in reach. No, it's not. So if if that's what you was going for, you need to move that station backwards to be able to reach that. And this junction you've got here, you can do it like that. There's not too much of a problem with that. Except to be able to run multiple trains on here. See, you've just got path signals rather than one directional path signals. I guess you'd need to clear up this area. And you could do that by just clearing that up like this. There we go. So what you need to do here with this line is dedicate one line for going in one direction and the other line for going in the other direction. That would start to help the situation. That train's going to go and turn around, but that doesn't matter. Once you've got one line dedicated for going one way and the other line dedicated for going the other way, then you're going to start to see that you can do things a little bit better here. And to do that, all you need to do is, instead of using these two-way path signals, you just put a couple of one-way path signals in like this. And that means that then a train will have to enter via this way and it'll have to exit via this way. And also, here you've got a 90 degrees turn in the track and the train will not pass through that. So actually at the moment, your trains are going to get stuck because I've put these signals in. But in theory now, this train will actually get through here. It will work. Yeah, then that 90 degree turn is going to be a pain for you there. But you know what? It's not. You see, you're practicing, you're learning. That's how I started. I at one point in my life, I knew nothing about OpenTTD, and we have to start somewhere. Right. I am going to call it there for tonight, folks. I just wanted to do like an after dev stream to kind of mark this occasion of OpenTTD coming on stream onto Steam, and take an opportunity to say hello to everybody and do one of these help and Q&A sort of ones. I've never done a live stream with a Q&A like this before, so it was interesting to do. If you're watching live or if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please let me know in the comments or in the stream chat what you think about doing a Q&A stream like this. Suntaz says he didn't even check my company. It's not really what the purpose of the stream was for, but we can certainly have a look at some of the things that you've got going on. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, you managed to build quite a long railway line in this time. Okay, so what we've got here, we've got some coal mines that are connected up by one station that has coverage to reach both of them. You've got a train that comes out and round. Not quite sure where that train is going. Presumably to a power station at the far end. Oh yeah, there it is. The power station. Drops off at the power station. Picks up coal. Goes all the way back again. You've got a dual-ended coal network. These sorts of networks are really good to do sometimes, because if you just have a power station one end of the map and a coal the other, when your train's going back again, it's empty, doing nothing. If you do something like this, then you're transporting coal in both directions, and you're making money on the return journey as well. So there we go. So it's the first network you build. It's a good network. It's a good network. You've got some of these turns might be a little bit tight, and you're going up and over land a little bit, but you know, you got to be careful with money in the early stages of the game. With these depots, you've got a nice long run in. I just realised I'm not actually part of any company. There we go. You've got a nice long run in, but ideally you want a long run out as well, because it can a train can take a while to speed up coming out of a depot. Quick map check. Oh, let's have a look at the map. Let's have a look at the map. Why not? Here we go. I just noticed the time. It's quite late. Here we go. So if we have a look, see there's the map. There's the line that we was just looking at. We've got greens over here. There's the red line. Bits of various different grey all over the map there. Oh, and a big long line there. That's probably that looks like it's another sort of double turnaround. So coal, look, dropping off at a power station on the way to the coal lines there. I'm going to keep this server up and running, so if anybody wants to jump in and play or carry on playing, knock yourselves out, guys. It's hosted on my server. The server will get turned off in the morning, and I'll revert it back to the Viewer Plus server. And yeah, if anybody needs anything, come over to my Discord, because not only can I jump into the chat and help people where I can, but there's also other people on there, and we all help each other out, which is fantastic. Viewers, you've been amazing as always. Chat's been cool. I hope you've had a good one, and we'll see you soon. I don't know when the next stream and stuff's going to be. I know my schedules have been a bit all over recently, but there's a lot going on in my life, including very busy work and family. So hopefully we're back to the standard schedule next week. Should be, I think. For my schedule, go to the website along with everything else. Bye!